Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk to you Star Wars fans about in this episode. And it's about Solo, a Star Wars story. When the reviews hit, the embargo, how the box office is going to be, the reaction from reviewers, and the critic score, the fan and audience score, and then my real speculation about any updates on the Obi Wan movie, the standalone Star Wars story Obi Wan movie, and why we're not getting it. At least an announcement. Now I want to give the warning first. Warning! This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. And I am upset because, you know what? We should be getting an announcement about Obi-Wan. Not this other recent news that just is spinning the news away from Solo. What better way to steer it away from what's going to be this junk that may be released in theaters than to announce a new series of films with the producers of an HBO series, a very popular HBO series, Game of Thrones. So that was complete misdirection. So that's what I was thinking about today. Why are there no updates on Obi-Wan? And why have they been holding back on even an announcement on it? When they are so willing to make early announcements about new trilogies and series of movies, why would they be so secretive about the one thing that all Star Wars fans can agree on? Everyone's divided in the Star Wars community, but we all can agree on one thing. We want Obi-Wan. We want a Star Wars story with Obi-Wan. And Ewan McGregor starring in it. And then I was thinking about it. Make Disney Star Wars. Solo, a Star Wars story movie review embargo. The premiere, Rotten Tomatoes, and opening weekend box office. And what better way to do the Disney marketing magic like Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm have been doing than waiting for the Solo bomb to go off, and then so they can spin entertainment news, and then with the shiny object of the Obi-Wan announcement. They have been doing this kind of marketing and announcement since the Rian Johnson trilogy to take heat off the production of Solo and to artificially show confidence in The Last Jedi. Don't pay attention to this. Look at this shiny object. They delayed the Solo trailer, in my opinion, and to show it at the beginning of the Super Bowl, along with other movie trailers, so it kind of got lost in the shuffle. It was still eyes on it, definitely, because the Super Bowl gets lots of people looking at it. But to put it in with all these other announcements, it's the easiest way to take a little bit of heat off it. There's so much else going on. And then to announce the D.B. Weiss and David Benioff series 24 hours after the Solo trailer finally gets released, to control media, to spin it, and to show, you know what, look at this. But let's look at some more images from the Entertainment Weekly of Han Nolo. Maybe we should call it Han Nolo. Alden Ehrenreich has some unique facial features and posture. He just doesn't look right. This casting did not play off the actor's strengths. The first image looks like a photoshopped as much as a fashion magazine cover. I could see more convincing Solos at any convention or cosplay event. Have you heard any movie news and reviewers trying to say he nailed it with the dialogue, or the new damage control marketing magic of shills? I am so glad that he did not do an impersonation of Harrison Ford. He really owns it, and that is Han Solo. Do you really think so? Do you believe these viewers and their reviewers and their opinions? Already damage control mode. This is really what I thought of this hot topic, and the way Kathleen and Disney tend to make announcements to deflect what's really going on. I am beginning to think they are keeping the Obi-Wan production secret because of all the drama surrounding Solo's production, and to spin the news positive. Disney wants as little media coverage on the next standalone movie until it benefits them to spin the news. I predict that they will announce the movie officially, the Obi-Wan movie, when the Solo movie review embargo is up, and maybe right after the first weekend box office numbers come in. Because you know it's not going to be as good. Even if it doesn't bomb, It's going to be, I think 100% that it's going to be the lowest Star Wars opening ever. So even if it doesn't completely bomb, if it makes its money, it's probably, tell me if you think I'm right. I think you all are thinking the same thing if you're watching this video. Now, here's also, I want to go over some bias opinions on the review community and some misunderstandings about the review community. My opinion is there is possibility for bias with big Disney blockbusters. I'm not saying they do it for all films. I don't think they would pander too much for smaller films, but the more money, the bigger the budget and the importance of a release, I think it's definitely possible. Access to exclusives on the biggest releases of the year is a real cause for concern, especially as Disney gets bigger and bigger in the blockbuster movie realm, and a real potential for leaning reviews, especially with influence, networking, all the muscle that Disney can flex in the entertainment industry. And I also see a trend with the review community here on YouTube and print because of the backlash with The Last Jedi. I think they're finally not going to pull their punches. Because even though they will lean a good movie and make overly hype it and steer positive, they're not going to polish a turd. Social media influencers love to go with trends. So the trends right now are to rant about the situation in Star Wars. So I think they're going to go with the trends. I think Solo is really going to get the heat from the review community and everyone, honestly. It just doesn't seem right. There's something off. You could tell there's something off even with the trailer. Social media influencers love to go to bat with trends. So while they were first at bat with The Last Jedi reviews, they whiffed at the plate. They could be bought by trending tags as much as they can be bought by access to exclusive movie news, trailers, premieres, interviews, all of that. So they're much bought by trends and what's topical to make a video on, just like they are to Disney. And that's why you get so many big YouTubers flip-flop on position on The Last Jedi. They are greedy. They want a trending video with both opinions on The Last Jedi. They want a Last Jedi video praising it, or Last Jedi video ranting about it, so they could come up in both searches. That's really what it's about, and that's how you get really big on YouTube. So the tide has turned. They did not have the perspective of what trends were going to be, and now they know. They know what the community is thinking. So as much as there's potential for bias for pandering to Disney, the review community finally realized the trends with how the Star Wars fans are feeling. So they will go with whatever way the wind blows. It's now the thing to bash the direction of Star Wars. And the easiest target and the way you can relate to the most people is Solo. The target is Solo. It's not going to go good for this film. Now, I don't believe the review community would go out of their way to polish a turd, but a good movie definitely could be overhyped and to seem like it's amazing. And I think we got that with Thor Ragnarok. Even before The Last Jedi, I liked Thor Ragnarok, but man, they overhyped that movie. It's the funniest Marvel movie ever. 100% of the people in the premiere loved this movie, and I thought it was good, but there were definitely some problems, and so much humor kind of got on my nerves. And then The Last Jedi, they really overhyped it and underestimated how fans were going to react. I think they knew a little bit, but they went way into overhype mode. And now with Black Panther. Now, I thoroughly expect to love Black Panther, but when the review community overhypes these films, it can push the scores on Rotten Tomatoes, and that means millions more at the box office. And you make the news. If you get a good opening weekend that makes the news, that's all you need for public opinion. And, oh, I got to see this movie. Look at the ticket pre-sales, like sites like Fandango, Would this be happening if the Disney hype machine wasn't in full effect? Do you really think Disney is so much better of a film studio and a producer of quality than all of the other movie studios out there? Because their average review scores are so much higher than all the other studios. I like Disney movies too, but I don't see how they could be ranking so much better without the Disney influence. I call this the Disney difference. Just like it's okay to trash the prequels, but if you trash Last Jedi, suddenly you are part of a toxic fan base. I don't think this would happen if you didn't get the Disney logo and the Disney media, and Disney entertainment media, and the Disney influence. On a side note, Rotten Tomatoes is an important site. I also plan on registering a Rotten Tomatoes audience account so I could give honest reviews of movies I pay with my own funds to see. And I encourage all of you out there too, because I am sick of the media covering this Rotten Tomatoes and saying, oh, you can't trust it at all. Let's take Rotten Tomatoes back with honest reviews on from honest people as movie viewers that pay for their own tickets. I would love to see a resurgence in people giving great reviews. Okay, let's take it back and take it seriously. You also see Entertainment News report is only the bad side of audience reviews. But there is an argument to be had of a margin of error and manipulation in all forms of reviews. YouTube, Rotten Tomatoes, Amazon, anywhere you read or watch a review, I think there's an argument to be made for a margin of error and manipulation in every form of review. So it's not fair to just criticize one part. Okay, now I have some questions for you viewers. Is the Obi Wan film being filmed in secret? The recent images of Ewan at the Golden Globes and the article from the Hollywood Reporter. I think it could be possible. Oh, sorry, that's for later on in the video. Here's from the August 17th, 2017 Hollywood Reporter article. Oscar-nominated filmmaker Stephen Daldry is in early talks for The Pick, which would center on the Jedi Master who has been played by both Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. Stephen Daldry is Star Wars' newest hope, and I hope he is. The Oscar-nominated director behind Billy Elliot in The Hours is in early talks to helm a Star Wars standalone movie centering in Obi Wan Kenobi, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. Sources say talks are in the earliest of stages and that the project has no script. If a deal is made, Daldry would oversee the development and writing with Lucasfilm brass. There's more to this, but Daldry most recently directed an episode of Netflix period drama The Crown, which has garnered him Emmy nomination. So I kind of think this is farther along than Lucasfilm is willing to admit, and I think it definitely is the right move, no matter what side of the fence you are on The Last Jedi. Everybody wants to see this, and I think they're holding back an announcement so they can spin the bad news to good. I do have questions for you, though. Do you think the review community is at a turning point in the Disney Love Fest? Started with Thor, Ragnarok, Last Jedi, Black Panther, and Avengers Infinity War. Do you think Solo is the turning point? Will the review community try and artificially show, yeah, I give real opinions, I'm not paid by Disney, and use Solo as an example? And I completely see this. They're going to point to Solo no matter where they go. Even if the Disney Love Fest returns after Solo, like, I didn't give Solo a good score. I could see it there. Paid by Disney. The review community loves to give oversimplifications. Paid does not always mean money. There's lots of ways that you can be considered paid. And this is my prediction about how the review community is going to respond. Do you think it's possible Obi-Wan is being actually filmed in secret? And is there any obvious choice for Is there any other obvious choice for Star Wars movie than Obi-Wan? I can't think of another project that should have a priority over this. You have the perfect casting of Ewan McGregor, the perfect time period between episode 3 and 4, and a lot of flexibility to tell an interesting story. And I'm going to bring this up here. What do you want to see next? McDisney Star Wars for another Hot Topic episode. McDisney Star Wars. Update speculation video on Kathleen Kennedy. Or Han Nolo, Jake Skywalker, and Leia Poppins vid. So those are some ideas for a next Hot Topic. I already made an image for this one, so I'm already thinking about ways to get this one started. But I'd love to hear your comments, or maybe I missed something that you'd want to hear a Hot Topic on. And this is where I want to remind you, you don't have to follow me anywhere. I just want you movie fans to join in the conversation and talk about a hot topic. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, guys.